Holy smokes. Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? Shout out to the 199 in the Geeks and Gamers chat. We're here live for more Geeks and Gamers Daily. I'm with Steph, my nerdy home, and Epic Mike. No Ryan, no Jeremy, no Jay today. You get the S plus tier team.
Yep.
We've been doing this a lot now recently. Us three.
Yeah.
I like it.
No.
I do too.
I
I think we're living the best life here.
We are.
Yeah.
This is the best day for daily is Wednesday.
Chill.
Yeah.
I know.
It's just so chill. You know, we don't
It's
have
really
to worry.
nice free on Wednesday.
We're ready to
I
hump for
know.
hump day. Yeah.
Well, yeah, some of us.
Yeah. Some of us are ready to hump, you know, yeah. Living our best life.
Yeah. What up, Steph, my nerdy home? What have you been up to?
Not much. I woke up this morning like super sore, but I'm good. I'm good. My muscles are just really sore this morning. Dying. But I have my coffee. I got my coffee. So
There you go.
yeah.
Hell yeah. Epic Mike.
Hey, listen, I'm here. I'm awake. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, as some people say. I don't particularly say that, but yeah, I'm ready to do it, man. We got a lot to talk about, obviously, with certain TV show hosts, you know, not losing their jobs when they should have, and you know, a lot of craziness. People talking about crazy stuff, and I don't know. Maybe there's a slight glimmer of hope somewhere. Who knows? You know?
Maybe. Yeah, we got a lot of Debbie Downer conversations today, but we'll make fun of a few people. We got Jimmy Kimmel, more YouTube censorship stuff, but maybe we should start off the show a little bit brighter with maybe I think it's a happier topic. We got an official live action Tombstone cast for the new Spider-Man Brand New Day movie. Marvin Jones III. Now, I'm not too familiar with this guy, but he's got the look. He's got the look for sure. And Mike was telling me before the show that he actually voices Tombstone into the Into the Spider-Verse movies. So, Mike, why don't you take this one away, man? Are you a fan of this one?
Yeah, I actually really dig this casting. You know, he's a big, strong dude. You know, he's obviously pale skin. He's got a pretty deep voice. He's also was in Black Lightning as one of the main villains in Black Lightning. Which, I mean, that's a CW show, but whatever, you know. I think that more than anything, you know, characters need to look the part. And the fact is, yes, this is a black man who's doing this, but he's a albino black man. So if you're gonna do it, you know, there are worse choices here, you know. I know, but I'm pretty happy about it, man. I think that he'll do a good job. The fact that he's already played the character of voice acting, I think means that he's got an idea of what the cast is, what the character is supposed to be like. You know, I don't think that we're going to get a ton of Tombstone in this film, but even a little bit of that and really nailing that cameo is going to sell that world a lot better. So,
yeah. Absolutely, man. He's got the part. You put a little bit more of like a ashy gray skin, you know, skin tone over him in the movie. He's gonna look great. Steph, what do you think about this casting?
Hey, I really don't know anything about this character, and I didn't watch Black Lightning, so I have no idea who this guy is. But
you don't know anything about Tombstone?
No.
So Tombstone, he's just like super fucking strong, and his skin is stone pretty much.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much invulnerable to like just like blunt force trauma.
Well, I'll just you know refer to Mike's assessment because I don't know anything about him. I mean, it looks good. You know, he looks like he could play the character, but yeah, I don't know anything. I don't have an opinion other than he looks good.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be great. So
yeah. I think so too. I mean, I hope that they don't connect this to like the Disney Plus show or like their version of Tombstone had like cornrows and stuff like that. And obviously in Spider-Man the video game, the PS4 and PS5, he's actually he doesn't have like the giant head and stuff. So he looks a little bit more human. He just got the really pale skin. So they could go in that direction, but I kind of hope they lean a little bit more towards comic booky. I think that that's going to work the best, and I think it's going to look the best, and I think this guy could pull it off. So yeah, I mean, listen, man, anytime you're gonna do casting and you're gonna do it right, I'm a happy man. You know, I just want people to actually take this stuff seriously when it comes to actually trying to cast good actors and good characters. So
yeah, if he voiced the character, then he's definitely familiar with him. So.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a plus. That's a plus.
None of that nonsense of like don't look anything up, or you know, don't look into the character too much. Just do whatever you want. It's like this guy's already had to play this character, so he already knows a little bit about him. So yeah, yep.
Have you guys heard the new plot leak rumors for Spider-Man Brand New Day about the Hulk?
I have not.
So the rumors are that there's going to be a flashback scene, or Bruce, like Hulk, is going to, or Bruce Banner is going to reveal to Peter Parker that in the first Avengers movie, in the Battle of New York, that Hulk is the one that accidentally killed Peter Parker's parents.
What?
And that somebody is either going to be Punisher or Hulk himself is going to be the one to tell Peter Parker that. And then now there's going to be a conflict between Peter Parker and the Hulk because he accidentally killed his parents in New York in the first Avengers movie.
What?
That's allegedly a plot leak.
I mean, you know, I wouldn't put it past current day Marvel. I mean, they gotta give themselves legitimacy wherever they can find it. I think that's a terrible idea, personally, but you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess if we get to see Peter's parents for the first time, that might be kind of interesting, but the Hulk being responsible for that just seems kind of lame, to be honest.
It's just, it reminds me too much of Civil War.
Yeah. Yeah,
right.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
it reminds me too
think
much
of that.
Civil War. You know, they're trying to get to the heart of something, and you don't even see Peter interact with Bruce Banner at all. Do you?
No.
I can't think of a time that they've ever interacted.
Nope.
So I mean, I suppose because Peter doesn't really know or care about Bruce Banner, like this could work. He could have some hatred towards this guy he's never met. But it calls back to Civil War, and but the reason that you cared about that was because there's friendship there between Cap and Iron Man, right? Between Tony and Steve. That's why you cared about that. Steve was trying to protect Tony by not telling him the truth. Yeah. So you don't have that here. This is just someone that Peter's never really interacted with at all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm not even against the idea of Spider-Man fighting the Hulk. I think there's like, you know, we've obviously had, you know, like Wolverine versus the Hulk and those, you know, that comic and that kind of stuff is really cool. And I think that it's always interesting to have the Hulk as this like kind of menace that sometimes has to be like put down by various heroes and stuff like that. But honestly, Ruffalo's Hulk has been awful. Kind of from the word like go right after the Avengers. We got a little bit of like a cool, all right, the Hulk is kind of awesome, I guess, but he hasn't been good since the Avengers, man, and they've just routinely screwed that character up. So I'm not really looking forward to seeing more of the Hulk.
Well, and he's smart Hulk now.
Yeah,
so it's not like he's going to be raging out like against Spider-Man unless somebody like mind controls him or something like that. Well, but like,
I know the rumor for that is that he splits again. That he figured out how to split the two again, but that doesn't make any sense. It's just like,
why
okay,
would
so
he want to?
Why would
that's
he want
I
to?
don't understand it either. But that was the rumor, is that he's going to split back into Savage Hulk again. So I don't know.
Well,
yeah,
we'll see. That's just the rumor. That's just
he made
the
a
rumor.
whole speech about how he could be, you know, he could have both, the best of both worlds. Like he made that whole speech. Why would he want to separate again? That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. But I mean, as much as it doesn't make sense, it also, I mean, for Marvel makes sense because they realize they just screwed up the Hulk horribly as a character, so they got to try to get some semblance back. And then obviously they're teasing towards World War Hulk. For a lot of people that don't know, that didn't watch She-Hulk, good on you for not watching it. They teased that the Hulk had a kid at the end of that series, and that kid is going to be part of the lead up to World War Hulk, where he goes to his own planet and he's running this planet and he has a child, and his wife, you know, on this other planet dies and he goes crazy. But obviously, you know, Marvel's not going to do that story correctly either, which is really, really, really annoying. So
do you think they'll just fast track that in Doomsday?
I think so. Yeah. I think we'll probably get World War Hulk in Doomsday, and it'll really have nothing to do with anything. My guess is they'll probably try to push it like the Hulk is like one of the villains of that movie or something that Doomsday uses. I mean, that Dr. Doom uses to like punish the Avengers. I really wouldn't be surprised, bro, but it sucks, man. I mean, they're just not doing it right at all.
No, yeah, the past few phases have been horrible.
Stories. Yeah, a lot of the Hulk stories have been like just side stories. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just put Savage Hulk or that whole storyline in Doomsday.
Yeah, well, they're kind of limited because they don't own all the movie rights to the Hulk, so they can't make a solo Hulk movie. So they have to, you know, fast track it in other characters' movies.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's why he's
man.
In
been
Thor
done so
Ragnarok.
poorly. Yep.
Yeah. Well, and we kind of got like a little bit of a teaser of like World War Hulk and that, but well, we had Gladiator Hulk, but even that's was wasted too, man. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. The Hulk deserves better, and I don't think this current iteration of Marvel is ever going to give him that, which really sucks. So
we will see, because we're gonna get Brand New Day before Doomsday, right? When does Brand New Day come out?
If we're supposed to get Brand New Day, I think early next year, and filming is stalled because of Tom Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland had an accident.
He got that head injury. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I heard that they're still filming some stuff with his stunt guy, like some action scenes with his stunt guy. But Tom Holland, he's not on set right now because he busted up his head.
Yeah. And I will say, listen, it's not good that he busted up his head, but we did get good news out of that, which is apparently they cannot go forward with almost anything right now without him, which means that most of what they have to film has him so involved in the story, and Spider-Man's so involved in the story that they can't film anything without him. And to me, that's a good sign that at least he's not going to be getting like sidelined in his own film like we've seen other characters do all this time. So
well, he usually doesn't in his movies.
That's true,
which is good. But I'm wondering if we're going to get a lot of Peter Parker in it, you know, than like, more Spider-Man. So more Peter Parker than Spider-Man. But did you see the reports that came out of that? Like I saw a couple of things. Like one thing said like he almost died on Drama Alert. Did you see that? Like he almost died, but he got a concussion. Yeah.
I saw that. Like, I saw something. Maybe it was like that he even maybe had a skull fracture and a concussion.
Yeah, like there was a bunch of things that said like, oh, it's really bad. He almost died doing a stunt, and then another report said that he just got a concussion.
Really? Huh? Yeah, I didn't hear that, man. I'll have to look more into that. That's kind of scary. I mean, concussions are scary. You know, head injuries are scary. So.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Mike or Steph, would you mind pulling up Rumble real quick so we can keep an eye on some super chats over there?
Sure.
That'd be great. And I'm going to read some. Let's get to some super chats over here on YouTube. Young Stove with a 5. Respect for Beardo for liking Batman Beyond. It's so slept on by normies and direct sequel to the animated series. Needs a movie. By the way, Beardo fat. Batman Beyond is great. I like Terry.
Yep. And it's canonically the last like storyline in the Justice League Unlimited series because he's like the last like group of heroes. So yeah.
Thank you, Young Stove, for the $5. Tobias Nexus with the 5 gifted Geeks and Gamers memberships. Thank you, Tobias, for the 5. Frank the Tank with the 5. You know it's going to be a gay show when Steph is the most manly one on the show. Hail Geeks and Gamers Daily.
That's wild, bro.
Thank
you, Frank the Tank.
That's wild.
For the 5. Frank. That's crazy. Clown Pill with the 2. Channels from the last decade are back. Nostalgic.
Oh yeah.
Huh? Like
they brought channels back on YouTube.
Old channels?
Well, the ones that were censored because they took them down.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we'll get into that. Yeah, so we were talking about that last night, and it was sounding like people who got axed were going to be able to make a new channel and start up again. And we were kind of all agreeing that that's not fair. They should get their old channel back.
Yeah.
So, is that what it is? They can just start a new channel?
That's
I think
from my understanding.
But I mean, it's vague language because the question is, did they delete all of those channels? Do they still have them in existence? It'd be cool if somehow they had it backed up somewhere on a cloud server or something, and you could get your old channel back. But my guess is it'll be, hey, I reapplied to get onto YouTube, and they'd be like, sure. My thing is this: if you get your channel back on YouTube that you if you get can reapply to get back on YouTube, you should automatically be monetized if you were already previously monetized. You shouldn't have to go through all the steps and figuring all that out. You should be able to get monetized right away, and they should be doing a lot to help those channels grow as much as possible, but they're not going to.
Yes. So we had a whole bunch of this come out yesterday. YouTube admits that the Biden administration pressured them to censor Americans and then offers terminated channels opportunity to rejoin the platform. So the Biden administration pressured Google to censor Americans and remove content that did not violate YouTube's policies. The Biden administration censorship pressure was unacceptable and wrong. Public debate should never come at the expense of relying from relying authorities. The company will never use third-party fact checkers. Europe's censorship laws target American companies and threaten American speech, including the removal of lawful content. This is all from Chairman Jordan's subpoena to Google.
Yep.
So, and we got some more here, direct from Jim Jordan here. And it's a lot, so we'll kind of just look through some of these bullet points. But he says, due to our oversight efforts, Google commits to offer all creators previously kicked off of YouTube due to political speech violations to return to the platform. But that's not all. So you have here, like, through COVID-19, the Biden administration officials, including White House officials, conducted repeated and sustained outreach to the Alphabet and pressed the companies regarding certain user-generated content related to COVID-19 pandemic that did not violate its policies. While the company continued to develop and enforce its policies independently, Biden administration officials continued to press the company to remove Mike, what's this word? Non-volatile?
Non-volatile?
Yeah.
Volatile? That's not volatile.
I can't see that. It's so small.
Yeah, I know it's really small.
Here, let me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the largest I can get it. Fuck. Anyways,
Violative? Yeah.
Violative, maybe. Sorry, Chet.
Yeah. I can barely see it, bro.
I know it's so, and I can't blow it up
I'm
any
old,
further.
Chet. I have bad eyes.
As online platforms, including Alphabet, grappled with these decisions, the administration's officials, including President Biden, created a political atmosphere that sought to influence the actions of platforms based on their concerns regarding misinformation. It is unacceptable and wrong when any government, including the Biden administration, attempts to dictate how the company moderates content, and the company has consistently fought against those efforts on First Amendment grounds. So YouTube and Google are pretty much saying, hey, we didn't like that they were doing this. We tried to fight and push against it, but they made us do it anyway.
Yeah. It's wild, man.
Yeah. Instead of speaking out and telling people what was happening, we knew what was happening. That's why we had to censor our speech. We couldn't even say, like, the COVID vaccine. We had to say, like, the jab.
The jab.
Yep.
We had to censor how we talked about COVID when it was going on. Everybody knew what was happening. And it's just so wild when all of this is coming out and you have Democrats, and some Republicans talking about, oh, the government shouldn't be involved in their government overreach and free speech and bring back Jimmy Kimmel. And we have this coming out and nobody's talking about it. How is nobody talking about it with the whole Jimmy Kimmel thing?
Yeah.
Right. Even Jimmy Kimmel's monologue last night was talking about, Donald Trump and government overreach and, government getting.
Oh, we'll get to it. We will get to it.
And yet the Biden administration was doing this, and you saw it, like, this came out, but also with Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg came out and said that they were censoring. Yeah, said that they were silencing people on Facebook, and they were completely complicit.
Twitter files.
Like, direct from the Biden administration came all of these orders to censor regular Americans. And it's crazy how you have that happening in 2020. And now, everybody's just getting up in arms, and all of a sudden the Democrats are coming out like free speech is so important when their administration, the Biden administration, was doing this.
All the while they're calling Republicans and conservatives fascists. We must protect our democracy. Well, we don't have a democracy. We have a republic here.
I love democracy.
I love democracy. But yeah, they're calling us fascists while they're the ones doing fascist-like things.
Yep, 100%, man. Yeah, it's a mess. I mean, we all knew this was the case, but just to see it validated is important. We got to have that kind of conversation, and what it should do, and the hope is that it'll provide us and other people with the opportunity to combat it next time and understand, hey, you did this before, and we're not going to let you do it again. That's the hope. Obviously we'll see how that all goes, but I mean, that's the hope, is that we can stop this from happening again, and shore up free speech and protections for free speech. But I don't know, man, it's pretty crazy.
Well, then think about all the doctors as well. The doctors who went online, whether it was Facebook or YouTube, trying to put their 2 cents into the whole COVID situation, and they got deplatformed, lost their job, lost their license to practice and shit like that. Like, lives ruined because of the Biden administration with the censorship stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
100%, man.
Exactly. And you have people comparing that to the accountability of people coming out right now and speaking about Charlie Kirk's death and them losing their job. And
Yep. And it's like what? Oh, now they have a pathway to get back onto the platform. No, you reinstate their old channel, but I wouldn't be surprised if they just deleted it. Candid, they're like, sorry, they wiped it.
That would suck. They should bring back their channel if they have it.
And I brought this up a little bit last night when this news broke too. And I said this and people were like kind of upset because they didn't feel like it was far enough. But I said, you know, people like Adam Krigler deserve like a massive apology from YouTube.
Yes,
I know they deserve more, but let's be honest, guys. They're not gonna give people money. They're not gonna reimburse people for kicking them off the platform because they don't think they did anything wrong. That's the other part of this is they still don't think they did anything wrong. They're just like, yeah, guys, sorry. Yeah, we did this whole thing. You know, I know it's messed up, but like, what were we supposed to do? It's like, you know,
we wanted to win.
Yeah. Yep.
We wanted to keep everybody in their homes. We wanted everybody scared. We wanted to control everybody and fearmonger everybody and be scared at home and alone. And, you know, they're just going to believe what us and then our preferred news outlets are going to tell you. Don't listen to these other people who have done their own research who are experts.
Yep.
You listen to our experts, not your experts.
Yep. And I do hope that this maybe can result in some kind of legal ramification for some of these companies, but I highly doubt it will, because once again, they're going to put the blame on the federal government and they're going to say, well, that administration is gone. There's nobody left of that administration. So like, what do you want us to do? You know, they're not here anymore, guys. We can't do anything about it now, you know?
Yeah.
Typical obfuscation, you know.
But what pisses me off is the peoples whose lives were ruined, who lost their jobs, who were fired because they were outspoken. And now you have YouTube saying, well, we were forced to. Well, yeah, sure, you might have been pressured, but you still complied. You still did what they wanted you to do. And now they're like, oh, you can start a new channel. No, you ruin these you ruin these people's lives.
Yeah. Well, then the thing is, they wouldn't say the same thing if it was actually like the Trump administration saying that to them. They would be screaming and crying about, look at how we're being victimized, you know, look at fascism in action and all that stuff, you know. So there's definitely you know, hypocrisy there, because they wouldn't have been like, oh, Trump is making us do this. They would have screamed and railed against him and fought against him, kind of like what they just did with a certain somebody getting fired from their job.
Yeah.
So,
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah. And then going back to Krigler,
dialed up to 100.
Yeah.
And then Krigler, I know he still has active strikes on his channel. Those should all be expunged.
All of them. Yep.
All
100%.
of them.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Literally got strikes for reporting what the president of the United States said in a speech, and they were like, nope, it violates policy. Yep. It's wild.
Ridiculous.
It is awful. So shout out to Krigler, man.
I would
shout
love
out to everybody
see...
else that got screwed over by this. I hope you get the justice you deserve. So
yeah.
If they moved on to a different platform, dude, just rebuilt their audience there, just stay there. Fuck YouTube.
Yep.
Like this is the wildest thing that I've ever seen. All these companies coming out and being like, oh yeah, the Biden administration forced us to do this, and it was basically authoritarianism, and they were forced to comply. They didn't want to, but they were forced to comply. Nah, they could have said something then to the American people and said, hey, look, expose the Biden administration then, and they didn't.
Well, we all had a feeling that something like we all knew, right? We all knew that something like this would happen, because what was it? It wasn't too long ago. Maybe it might have been during the election when Zuckerberg went on a podcast and he said that the Biden administration
it was on the Joe Rogan podcast.
It was on Joe Rogan, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was on the Joe Rogan podcast.
That he admitted that the Biden administration went to him and said, hey, you got to censor these people.
Yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, if it's happening to Meta, Facebook, you know, you can be damn sure it was happening to YouTube as well.
Yep.
It was happening everywhere. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's wild, man. It's wild that we live in a world that was happening, and like we all knew it was happening, and it was just really almost nothing that anybody could have done. Obviously, going to other platforms and having alternative platforms to go to is a good alternative and a good option and is what you can do. But the fact that like there was almost nothing you could do on these platforms to punish them or get back to them, because they're like, guys, we're just following our rules, and now they're like, never mind, yeah, those rules weren't even real, we just womp womp, good luck.
Yep. And thank God for Elon Musk for buying Twitter, because holy shit, if he didn't, I don't know where we'd be at right now. Kamala would be president if he didn't buy Twitter.
Absolutely. Yeah. All of those Twitter accounts that got banned, the president got banned from Twitter. Everybody got like shadow banned. There was evidence of shadow banning. You could see that when the Twitter files came out. Like that was the first time. I think that was the first time that we got like an inside look into what the Biden administration was doing. And then like we found out about Facebook. Now we're finding out about Google. Honestly, they should be held accountable, even though they're not they're not the current sitting administration. They need to be held accountable for this somehow, because this is an infringement on the First Amendment. I mean, come on, they need to be held accountable for that. Like that is wild that this is all coming out, but well, they're not going to do anything about it.
And I think it's hilarious that YouTube is trying to take no fault at this, that they're like, we were so pressured. But it's like, really? You loved to do it because it happened quickly and swiftly, man. They were so quick to pull the trigger on striking some of these channels and just deleting people.
Absolutely.
They love to do it, but no accountability. We were forced to.
And you had the Democratic
choice.
Right. And you had the Democrats like, yay, everything's yay. People are getting censored, cheering for it. Right. Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel going on his late night show, cheering for it. Everybody's saying it's such a good thing because we don't want that misinformation to spread out there. So that's like the reasoning behind suppression of the American voice. Yeah. But now, Jimmy Kimmel his show gets canceled.
He got slapped got a slap on the wrist, and they were like, oh man, bro, it's a mess. It's a mess. Yep.
We'll get to Jimmy Kimmel here in a little bit. I'm gonna read some super chats here. Tobias Nexus with the 5 says, would have done the gifting yesterday for Star Fox Adventures 23rd anniversary, but it wouldn't let me for some reason. Hope the new members enjoy it. Thank you, Tobias, for the 5 and for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Andre Ciar with the 2,500. We finally found the black face of YouTube supremacy. What? Thanks for the 2,500. Night Stealer with a $10. Steph, have you seen the final Wicked trailer? If so, do you think they revealed too much if you haven't seen the musical?
I haven't seen the final Wicked trailer. I need to look. I saw that it came out, but I haven't looked at it. I haven't watched it yet. And yes, I've seen the musical many times. Many times. I know that they're adding new songs to Wicked Part 2. But yeah, I haven't seen the final trailer. I'm excited.
I saw one trailer when I went to see Jaws, but I had no interest. I didn't see the first one. I didn't see.
I'm not. Gotta watch it, Beardo. It's good.
I'm good.
It's
good, man.
It's really good.
Brian and Jeremy liked it too.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Also, the Broadway show is very popular, so I don't think like they would. Could you imagine? Much if you already know the.
Well, could you imagine going to the theater, bro, and you look over and Beardo's sitting there as he's listening to like Defying Gravity, bro, and just like 2 little tears just streaming down his face. His beard's a little like glistening from the tears, bro. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, I get it. I get it now.
It's wonderful.
It's magical."
Won't be me.
You know what's funny is that a lot of leftists on TikTok were using a song from Wicked, "No One Mourns the Wicked." In order to like celebrate sort of Charlie Kirk's death, and they sound really stupid because that song is literally about people the wizard making up lies about making up lies about the Wicked Witch in order to get people to be mad and upset about the Wicked Witch, so they're happy when she's gone. Yeah, so they sound really stupid when they're using that song for
context matters, huh?
Well, it shows, that they're the first crowd to scream about media literacy, and then we'll take everything is like anything that they see in media and take it literally and completely misunderstand what the point is actually. Yeah, dude, these guys are, they're stupid and they have no idea what they're doing. It's crazy, man.
What up, Frank? Have they read 1,000 super chats? Not yet.
Chris.
How you
We'll get
doing,
there one
Frank?
day. Yeah, shout out Frank.
Let's see here. Madney with a $5. Today's my birthday. Can you please call Jimmy Kimmel a British cigarette? We're not on locals.
British
but
cigarette.
Thank you, Madney. Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel is a British cigarette. There you go.
What a bundle of sticks, bro.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Madney. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Freddie Yankoba with a 199 says, hello, Steph. Big slurps and lurker tax.
Hey,
Slurp.
shout out. Big
Thank
Slurp.
you.
What's
you,
Big
Freddie.
Slurp, Beardo?
Shout out to Big Slurp. That's Beardo's nickname.
Why?
I try to say that Kata goes to 7-Eleven. Or no, I said whenever I go to 7-Eleven, since I go so often, to gas up or get beer or, I don't know, chips
Or
or
you
something.
get a big slurp
I get
instead of a big gulp?
They give me a big gulp on the house, and I accidentally said big slurp.
Yeah, you did, bro. It was so good.
Yeah, that happened. I said I got a big slurp on the house whenever I go to 7-Eleven.
Nice free big slurp from 7-Eleven.
Yeah, thank you, Freddie. Alex McCarthy with the 24 months. Better Wednesday panel with Mike instead of Jeremy. Meta PC code Beardo or Epic Mike.
Yeah,
Thank you, Alex McCarthy.
Thank you. Ever since I called him out for forgetting about me, he's like, yeah. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I feel bad.
Thank you, Alex McCarthy, for the 24. Yeah. Cosmic Thunder with a $2. Disney doesn't know how to write Spider-Man stories.
I would agree with that, actually.
Yeah.
I would say that the best one we got was Far From Home, and that's only because, or No Way Home, and that's only because we got, two other Spider-Men, and we got the best villain in any Spider-Man, which was Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. So.
Yeah, the second half of No Way Home. The first half of No Way Home fucking stinks.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
The best movie relied on our nostalgia for the other two Spider-Man.
Yep.
100%.
Thank you, Cosmic Thunder, for the 2. Akira with the 5. They already did the revenge arc in No Way Home with Green Goblin and Aunt May. This is dumb. He's never spoken to Hulk before. No history. Yeah. Maybe that's what'll make it easier for him to go after him. Go after Hulk. It'll make it easier because there is no history there. I don't know. We'll see. It's just a rumor. Thank you, Akira, for the 5. Maximus BT with the 199 says, shout out to Steph.
Shout out.
And those toes. Gross. Thank you for the 199. Thanks. AJ Lee with the 199 says, Beardo, fuck, marry, kill. Ryan, Jay, or Jimmy Kimmel? I'm not gay. I'm not answering that question.
You don't have to be gay to answer that question.
Yeah.
No.
They paid $199.
Yeah, they paid. They
Then you answer it, Mike. You answer it, Mike.
Oh, I don't know. Like, Jay seems like a nice, stable guy. We'll marry Jay.
How about this? I'll hang out with Ryan once. I'll hang out with Jay a lot.
He froze up as soon as we started talking.
What about Kimmel? We're gonna assume that you F Kimmel.
With Ryan.
We are assuming you F Kimmel because you froze and we didn't hear the rest.
No, that's not true. I said I would hang out with Ryan once. I'll hang out with Jay multiple times, and I would never hang out with Jimmy Kimmel. Did I freeze that time?
No.
Okay.
But I appreciate you changing it up on us. I appreciate it.
There's your answer for the 199.
Yeah.
Russian Bot with the 10 says, Yo Rippa on Daily. This is going to be a great stream. Hey man, are you going to be at the Strawberry Festival with Jay? I would love it if you could sign my ISOM 1 and 2.
No.
Thanks, Rippa.
No, I'm not going to be there now. But yeah, you're welcome.
Shout out Russian Bot with the 10. Golden Nuggets with the 2 says Beardo sits on traffic cones for the feel. Damn. Appreciate it, Golden Nuggets. Appreciate it.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
For the feel?
I guess. Boogie's Twisted Tipples with a $2. Hey, Beardo, do you like black Crocs? I have a pair of black Crocs. They're Batman Batmobile Crocs. They're pretty cool. Thank you for the 2.
Yeah.
X in Wonderland with the 2. Tammin Beardofin, thank you for the $2. Freddie Yankoba with the 199. Tiquiero Sophie at Chronicling Mayhem. Chronocycling Mayhem. Thank you for the 199.
That's wild.
Andre CR with the 2,500. Beardo can't read because of Tylenol. Meek can't read because of diabetes. Steph, can you take over, please?
Yes, we have some super chats on Rumble rants. Derek for $1. Beardo keeps flashing the doomy eyes. I'll assume it's when he's looking at Steph, but just in case, Mike may need to watch his back. I think those doomy eyes are definitely aimed at Mike.
I'm just tired.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
I didn't know I had doomy eyes.
You didn't know this guy?
I need to utilize that more often.
Smokey Joe for $5 for the S tier. What did you say?
He said for men. And it's great, bro. That was pretty good.
Oh man. Any more super chats on Rumble?
No, that's it.
Okay. Let's get into Jimmy Kimmel here, because Jimmy Kimmel made his return last night. And everybody, it's insane. It's insane. Let me paint the picture for you guys. I mean, you guys have all, the chat, you guys already are caught up on this, but it's insane that less than 2 weeks ago, actually 2 weeks ago today, Charlie Kirk was assassinated in front of the entire world. We all saw every single very gruesome angle of Charlie Kirk being assassinated. Jimmy Kimmel goes on his show and says that he takes shots at MAGA, takes shots at Trump, said that Trump viewed Charlie Kirk as nothing more than a pet goldfish, and said, oh, you know, the shooter was MAGA, he was MAGA, like just complete fucking lies that he tried to then say, oh, these are just jokes, guys. These are just jokes. After a man was assassinated in front of the entire world. Anyways, the left has everybody somehow had the ability to spin this whole Charlie Kirk situation and are pretending as if Jimmy Kimmel were the one that got assassinated. It's fucking unreal, the nerve that these people have to spin this whole narrative in their favor for Jimmy Kimmel acting as if he was the one that died.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, man. I mean, professional victims will be professional victims. As soon as anything happened to anybody on their side that had any level of like influence, because they know what that looks like, they realize that they're completely vulnerable when that happens. They immediately ran screaming and crying, saying we're being attacked, authoritarianism, fascism, guys, look at that, our freedoms are under attack, look at this, we care so much about free speech, and then tried to say, oh, these people that care so much about free speech don't care about Jimmy being fired. And we're like, he can say whatever he wants, but we're not his employers. Like, you want to run your mouth in front of your employer and act a fool? You know, this isn't Jimmy Kimmel saying something in private that somebody videotaped. This isn't Jimmy Kimmel, you know, private text messages with his friends that they're putting out there to the world. This is Jimmy Kimmel on a public platform in front of thousands of people that were watching, because there wasn't more than that watching his show, saying horrendous things about somebody who had just lost their life. And then he's going to be surprised when people get upset about it, when people call into the station and say, yo, we don't want to watch this guy on our televisions, we're kind of pissed about this kind of stuff, and that people get professionally offended by that kind of stuff. This isn't this is not this is a very, I wouldn't say a unique situation. This is a very specific situation where somebody got consequences because of their job, because of the position that they hold when it comes to influence, and got held accountable for that influence, and then got upset about it, try to act like they were being victimized for it.
Yeah, I said it on Saturday. Everybody has the freedom of speech, but when it comes to your workplace or your employer, like, you have freedom of speech to say some wacky, gnarly shit if you want to, but you do not have the freedom of no consequence when those things are said. You think you're just going to, like, disrespect your employer and, like, you know, say you're going to go up to your boss and say, hey, your wife's a whore and I banged her, and you're not going to get fired? No. Are you fucking kidding me? You have the right to say some crazy shit. You don't have the right, you don't have the freedom of no consequence of what you say. And that's what happened to Jimmy Kimmel. But oh my gosh, Mark Ruffalo and Ben Stiller and all these fucking weirdos are saying, our freedom of speech is being attacked. Oh my God, from Donald Trump. When, ironically, yesterday we find out about YouTube that our freedom of speech was being attacked in 2020. Huh.
Yep.
The Democratic
Funny how
Party
that
was looking-
works.
Yeah, the Democratic Party was looking really bad. Media tried to spin the assassination of Charlie Kirk as something completely different, with some people even calling it like, oh, it's just like romantic. Oh, that he did this for his trans boyfriend. It almost reads as romantic, saying that the text message between the shooter and his boyfriend seemed a little bit romantic and touching. The Democratic Party was looking really, really bad, considering years and years and years of them calling the Republican Party, the Republican side, fascists and Nazis, and a threat to democracy, a threat to society. And then you have this assassination happening, and they're scrambling. They're scrambling to try and change the narrative because it makes their party look terrible, because for years and years and years, they've just been spewing hate about the Republican Party and MAGA Republicans being a threat to democracy, and Donald Trump is literally Hitler. So now you had Jimmy Kimmel go on his show and say that Donald Trump was trying to use the murder of Charlie Kirk for political points, when that's exactly what the Democratic Party did with Jimmy Kimmel. They were like, oh my goodness, finally something happens that we can do to try and, change the narrative and flip the script and say that Jimmy Kimmel is actually the victim in all of this, which is wild. They're using
Absolutely.
Jimmy Kimmel to make themselves look better, saying that, oh, actually, look, it's Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the one who is silencing free speech. And Jimmy Kimmel, let's put him on a pedestal and use him for political points. It's freaking hilarious to me. And the sad thing is that they completely lost the plot. A man was murdered, was assassinated for his beliefs, which were based in gospel. And you want to try and say that Jimmy Kimmel's show being taken off the air is one of the worst things to happen to free speech in our country? Give me a break.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Do not worry, Chris Gore. Do not worry. I have the clip, and I have 3 of them. We are going to play the clip. We just wanted to get our 2 cents in there real quick. But yes, I have the...
He said stop edging everybody and play the clip.
Yeah, I know. I have the clip. So this is the one where he tears up and cries. Jimmy Kimmel is a horrible actor. When I was watching this, I was like, man, he's really bad at acting and fake crying.
Yep.
I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear, because it's important to me as a human. And that is, you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't think there's anything funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. That was really the opposite of the point I was trying to make, but I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way. I have many friends and family members on the other side who I love and remain close to, even though we don't agree on politics at all. I don't think the murderer who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person who believed violence was a solution, and it isn't. Ever.
No apology. No apology. He just said, for the people who misunderstood me, well, sorry that you misunderstood me, pretty much.
Yep. I never intended to say this or mean this, and if you didn't understand that, then that's sorry that you didn't get it. But Yep.
He said that it wasn't my intention to make light of Charlie Kirk's death. That was the opposite of what I was trying to do with his monologue. Okay, so the opposite. MAGA Republicans are trying to pretend that the killer wasn't one of their own and try to use the death of Charlie Kirk for political points.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that's the opposite of the point he was trying to get across.
Yeah.
He just had to say whatever he had to say so that he didn't have to apologize. He already made that clear. We knew that before the show was even going to air, that he told Disney and what's the other streaming, Sinclair. He already told them that he wasn't going to apologize.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely did. I think that if Jimmy Kimmel, cried less on his show, we've seen him cry a lot on his show to the point where it's almost memeable because he cries so much about whatever the current issue is. And he instead he chose to not weep for Charlie Kirk, not talk about, how terrible a man being assassinated on American soil, expressing his beliefs, was terrible. He chose not to weep for Charlie Kirk, instead to make light of the situation, which he absolutely did. Him saying that he didn't intend to make light of it. He goes to the writer's room. People make this monologue for him. He reads it, goes through all of these checks, and he decides to say these things. So absolutely, it was a decision made to make light of the situation, or to turn the death of Charlie Kirk onto the problem of MAGA Republicans being the problem in our country. That was his absolute motive for that monologue that day. So for him being like, it wasn't my intention to make, yes, it was, because this went through multiple channels. It had to be approved. People wrote this. So yeah, it absolutely was. And for him to say, "Oh, it wasn't my intention." By the way, guys, I have Republican friends and family that I don't agree with. Oh, and by the way, I also get threats. But you know what? I know that that's not.
I'm not racist. I have black friends.
Yeah. By the way, I also get threats. I get threats. My family, my kids get threats. People I know, we all get threats. But we know it's not like the bad. The most people, it's just the worst people. Well, the worst of the worst of the worst shot and killed Charlie Kirk, and you weren't able to show some grace on your show that night to him and his family.
100%. And the other part of it is, like, I watched the entire monologue. This is in the middle of his monologue. This isn't at the very beginning. This isn't what he led with. He literally leads with complaining about authoritarianism and how, the government tried to take his job away, and how free speech is under attack.
He makes a bunch of jokes right here.
Yeah, he makes a ton of jokes. Yeah, well, let's go ahead and play it, because, dude, this, once again, like I said, this is before. That was in the middle of his speech that he gave, that little section here. So,
President
go
of
ahead.
the United States made it very clear he wants to see me and the hundreds of people who work here fired from our jobs. Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke.
It wasn't a joke.
It wasn't a joke.
It wasn't a joke.
Why don't you tell that to Kevin Hart when they fired him from the Oscars for a joke he made and apologized for multiple times, and then said, I'm not going to keep apologizing for this joke that I made 10, 15 years ago. And then they said, well, cool, then you're fired, and we're not going to give you this job. Like, come on, people. Like,
you know how I look at his joke? I look at his joke as like the Weekend Update from Saturday Night Live, how they give you the information and then they make a joke about it afterwards. Right. So like the first part of it is information on what's happening. And then the next part is the joke, the zinger at the end, which is what, his video on Donald Trump was supposed to be, after he gave you the information at the beginning. So that information at the beginning was misinformation. It was wrong information. And at that time, a lot of stuff that came out about Charlie Kirk's killer was already there. It was already out there. They already knew about it. So that information that he gave you at the beginning, the setup, which was supposed to be the correct information before the joke, was wrong. And that's what got people upset. It wasn't the joke at the end. It was the setup.
Yeah. And I've said this many times before. The risk that you run as a comedian when making jokes, edgy jokes, controversial jokes, is not being funny. And when you're not funny, that's what upsets people, and there's going to be a consequence for that. That is the risk you run. Yes, it is important to give people the freedom of speech and give comedians and performers the freedom of speech to be able to say things and risk saying things and speaking to power and making jokes about people in power and government. All of that stuff is fine. But if you're not funny and people don't want to hear what you have to say, that is a risk you run, because then there's backlash for that. And Kimmel wasn't funny, made light of something that, and then, like Steph said a bunch of things that weren't true, that we knew were verifiably not true. And if you didn't have confirmation that it was or wasn't true, you shouldn't have said it. And then to turn around and try to blame Donald Trump, a man who is deplatformed for misinformation, Donald Trump, a man who his supporters and people that supported him were actively, actively shut down on multiple social media platforms that were that were actively worked against on social media, like we're now discovering on YouTube and all of these other platforms, that the election and election information and all of this stuff all working against one side, to turn around and then say that he's the problem and he's the one that's trying to attack people. Dude, come on, people. It's wild listening to these people say this wild stuff and actually believe it.
Yeah. Somehow able to squeeze Colbert out of CBS. Then he turned his sights on me, and now he's openly rooting for NBC to fire Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers and the hundreds of Americans who work for their shows who don't make millions of dollars. And I hope that if that happens, or if there's even any hint of that happening, you will be 10 times as loud as you were this week. We have to speak out.
Can you pause it real quick?
Against this.
It's so funny that he once again then lumps in Colbert. Colbert got fired because his ratings suck.
Yeah.
It's because his show isn't making any money. It's costing the studios money. It wasn't, because once again, if that was the case, then where was all these actors and people fighting, oh, Colbert's being canceled because of Trump? Bro, this isn't about Trump. It's about the bottom line. Nobody wants to listen to your trash anymore. You've lied to the American people. You've discredited yourself. You discredited the people that came before you that hosted the Tonight Show. Also, you're the one who refuses to change and change with the times. You're putting the people that work with you out of jobs. We've seen so many times people get laid off, people get fired from their jobs in the entertainment sector because of how much money they're not making. And for him to sit there and turn around and be like, oh, people that aren't making millions of dollars are getting fired. Yeah, part of the reason they're going to lose their job is because of you, because you have millions of dollars and you don't care what happens to the people around you. Don't pretend you care about your crew now after the fact, and when you're like, oh shoot, now I'm being held accountable for what I said. It's wild, man.
It is about the bottom line and about companies realizing that late night talk shows are pretty much a thing of the past. Nobody's watching them anymore, and that is that is true by looking at the ratings. Nobody is watching these talk shows anymore, and the talk show host Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, they refuse to believe that they are now irrelevant. Like their show is a thing of the past. Nobody watches them anymore. Nobody finds them funny, especially from 2020 on. And when you realize that they were nothing but a bunch of bought and paid for propagandists. But they are a thing of the past. And if anything, COVID sort of gave rise to alternative media, alternative voices, people that you can listen to. Podcasts, yes, it's a thing of the past. Nobody is tuning in to watch these shows, and they don't want to believe it. They want to believe that they are still relevant, that they are a voice of a fringe minority of people, and they don't want to be silenced. Yet the majority of the American people and people all over the world are going to alternative media. They're going to listening to podcasts. They're going and watching YouTube and independent creators and independent voices, because these types of voices, I mean, they there's no agenda behind there. They're just speaking their mind. They're regular American citizens speaking their mind. And that's what people are watching. That's what they tune into, is the authenticity of that person. And when these people, these bought and paid for propagandists, aren't authentic anymore, you can sense that the American people want authenticity, and that's not what these are. That's not what these talk show hosts are all about. They're there to push a political agenda. They're bought and paid for propagandists. I mean, and it was completely apparent during COVID. When you saw, who was that one that was dancing with the jab people behind him?
That was Colbert.
That was Colbert.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it was complete. It's complete propaganda, and even celebrities know this. Celebrities understand this because they'll go on these talk shows to push their movies, their current movies or whatever. But they're more excited to go on independent YouTube channels.
Bingo. Yep.
To promote their movies, because they know that there's going to be more eyes on those channels. They know that they can be themselves on those channels. They really don't care about the late night talk shows.
Yep. And the
100%,
best
man.
things that the best thing that comedians like stand-up comics have done is start their own podcasts, like Theo Vaughn, Shane Gillis, Andrew Santino, and Bobby Lee, and even Joe Rogan, of course, is the big one. Like, they're actually funny. They're actually true comedians. And Steph's right. I mean, we said this last week, me, Mike, and Jay, like, actors used to go on these late night shows because it was a necessity for them to push the next TV show or movie that they were promoting. Now they don't need that because they have their own Instagrams, they have their own Twitters, or they're going on podcasts or YouTube shows with true comedians to push their new movie out there. But also, it's a more raw, genuine experience when they're not following a script like on these late night shows. They can actually sit down and have a conversation. You get to learn more about some of the interesting, I know they're few and far between, but interesting actors out there, like a Chris Pratt or a Mel Gibson or a Charlie Sheen, stuff like that. Like that's fun to watch them in a raw experience on a podcast like that. And then afterwards, they'll plug their book or they'll plug their TV show or something like that. But late night shows, they're obsolete, man. They're a thing of the past.
Well, and the thing is, like, they used to be, at one point they were like, cool, let's find like funny things to do or things to kind of put celebrities in interesting, situations. But part of the reason that these shows don't work like they do either is because the celebrities that were on these shows, because they have their own social media, also were so driven by political ideology that they couldn't keep their mouth shut for 5 seconds. The point of these shows was supposed to be that's where we get the access to these people, these celebrities, in a fun, controlled environment. But most of these guys cannot stop crashing out about politics on all of their social media, so they've completely destroyed their own star power. They've completely destroyed the haze of Hollywood that used to be around them, and so that's partially why that's affected the shows that they're on as well. And they used to give opportunity for people to be like musicians and comedians and different acts and things like that. Now it's just become, I'm going to stand here and give a monologue about politics the whole time. And that's what we're going to clip out, and that's what we're going to push everywhere. It's wild, man. Yeah.
Yep. That was a good conversation, man. Steph freaking killed it right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love to see it. All right, boys, we're almost at that hour mark, so let's go ahead and power through these super chats. Snacks with a 2 says, Google, we were just following orders. Yep. Yep. Ginger Adventure with the $5. I hear there's some sort of tax. Yes.
Sure.
The lurker tax, the meat
That's
tax.
wild.
Steve Watson with the 10. You can download that YouTube subpoena as a PDF and enlarge the text as much as you want. Thank you.
I don't know how to do
Thank you,
that.
Steve.
That sounds like complicated.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot to do while you're live.
Yeah.
Ginger Adventure with the 2 says, Mike, I never stopped the escalator when you got on.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Bias Nexus with a 10 should probably clarify that some of the people who lost their channels over the whole COVID thing were actually medical professionals and scientists, not someone who did a 15-minute Google search. Yeah. Yeah. Real doctors who not just lost their channel, lost their license to practice medicine, bro.
Yes.
Yep. That happened. Thank you for the 10. Crispy Nokin with the 2. Hail all and happy birthday, Steph. Steph, is it your birthday today?
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Steph. Happy birthday to you. Yeah!
Thank you.
I didn't want to put her on the spot, but I'm glad Beardo did. Because I just didn't know if she wanted me to say anything. I didn't want to be like, hi, by the way, it's your birthday. She's like,
I knew it was coming up.
Look at that.
Happy birthday, Steph.
Thank you.
Cumpleaños feliz. Cumpleaños feliz. Well, Steph's Mexican, so she should be able to understand it.
But I don't speak Spanish. Yeah.
Mike was like, what is this gibberish you're singing?
Yeah, what is that? Speak American.
Thank you, Crispy Nokin, for the 2. And happy
Shout
birthday
out
to
to
Steph.
Steph. Big slurps for Steph.
Big slurps for Steph.
Yeah.
That's wild, dude. Oh, man.
And chat's telling me to shut up. SC with the 5. If no one in the Biden administration goes to jail, this is all meaningless, and both sides will continue to censor as long as they get away with it.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. but nothing's going to happen to the Biden administration.
Nope.
No.
Thank you for the 5. Metal Slave with a 10. Never forget, my dad wasn't allowed to see and hold his sister's hand as she was passing away. All he could do is take a picture of her from the other room while she was slumped over her wheelchair. Sad, man.
Yes.
That is so sad.
A lot of families, a lot of old people that passed away, not being able to see their families alone and sad in these facilities that didn't care about them. And also, people don't remember, fill those facilities full of sick people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
My grandma.
Never forget. Yep. It's fucked. My same. Like, yeah. Yeah. It was fucked up. Yep. They had people hugging.
We weren't allowed to go near her, and we weren't allowed to stay as her casket was, put into the ground. Like there were so many restrictions. Even the funeral home, only a certain amount of people were allowed to be present at the funeral. And I have a huge family. It's that typical Mexican large family, and only we had to pick and choose who was allowed to go to the funeral and who was allowed to go to the burial. It was just sad.
Evil.
It was so sad.
It's evil too.
Yeah.
They
Gosh,
tried
damn
to
it.
cancel Josh Brolin, who was trapped in his home with his family, for walking next door to his father's home to see if he was okay. They yelled at him. They're like, "You can't go see him." He's like, "He lives next door," and all of us were locked inside of our homes. They go, "It doesn't matter. You're not allowed." If you cannot tell me anymore that was trying to be protective of people. They literally, the thing that pisses me off, a lot of it pissed me off, but we have a playground near my house where I would let my kids go, and because they were all home, you want to get them out and exercising, they put police tape around all of the playgrounds. And they wrapped the equipment in police tape so that you could not get on there. And if you got caught and you had bad neighbors, because some of us did have bad neighbors, they would call the cops on you, and they would tell your kids that they couldn't play in the equipment.
Yeah, dude. They were arresting people for going to the beach. The beach, a wide open area. You don't need to be next to a whole bunch of people. They're arresting people for going outside, going to the beach. Probably one of the more safer places to be is at the beach. And they're arresting people for that.
But which politician went to the beach during COVID? Was it Chris Christie? Was it that guy? Which one?
Maybe. I don't know.
He was pictured at the beach with his family during COVID.
Yep.
People are getting arrested, but he's just like chilling out at the beach during COVID.
And Gavin Newsom going to his winery with like 20 of his best friends while schools are shut down. People are being arrested. But Gavin Newsom and his friends could go to his winery that he owns with no masks on, no consequences.
And famously, the husband of our governor, who was one of the most draconian in the very beginning about all of this stuff, went up north to a lake to get in and go take his yacht out on a lake. And they told him no. And he goes, "What? Don't you know who I am? I'm the governor's husband." They go, "I don't care who you are. Your wife set the rules. You don't get to go out on the lake either." And he was furious about it.
Yep.
Because rules for thee, not for me.
Yeah. Authoritarianism. It started during COVID. They wanted to see how far they could take it. It's interesting, isn't it? Because Gina Carano, do you remember the picture that she put out on her Instagram stories that got her canceled?
Yeah.
That's exactly what she was trying to warn against, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. And the amount of people I know that had small businesses that are no longer around because they couldn't afford, because they couldn't work. And they had the balls to try to tell you there was some oligarchy that was trying to take over the United States. That was you guys.
Yep. But yet all the Walmarts and the Targets were open.
Yeah. Well, but they're not even open 24 hours anymore.
I know.
That killed the 24-hour market.
I know.
They never did that.
Thanks, George Floyd.
Yeah. Freaking George.
Freaking Jorge.
He would have wanted 24-hour Walmarts.
Yeah.
I miss 24-hour Walmart.
I know, man.
He would have wanted to hold people up in the parking lots.
Yep. Thank you, Metal Slave, for the $10. Only if you're pregnant. John Wayne with the $10. As much as I want these people to get their comeuppance, the reality is they will never face any substantial consequences. Only thing we can hope for is a return to equal enforcement of rules and laws.
Yes.
Yep.
Did y'all see all those pregnant women on TikTok taking Tylenol?
Yeah, we talked about it a little last night.
Did you see the Tylenol thing today?
Yeah,
I posted it like late last night.
For people that don't know, the company Tylenol, the company said, "Hey, We actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today. Imagine you go, listen, and you swallowing a handful of Tylenol to stick it to Trump, and then the company goes, yo, I wouldn't do that regardless of whether it gave you autism.
Yeah.
It's wild, bro.
It was like Tide. Remember those kids on TikTok were doing the Tide
Tide
Pods, eating Tide Pods, and Tide's like, yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. Hey, how about you not be dumb and eat that? Yeah, that's not edible. Wild, man.
War Wizard for a 199 says Beardo's fat for a 199. Good to see Beardo, Steph, and Carl Malone on daily. That's crazy, dude.
I'll
That's
take
crazy.
it.
Thank you for the 199.
Yeah.
Big Papa with the 5. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them, Beardo. Wicked was absolute dog shit.
Nope, you're in the minority, my friend. I'm sorry. It was very good.
It was very good.
It was very good.
The best movie ever.
Well, let's not go
Wicked sucks.
Wicked was terrible.
It was bad.
Ivanka made me go see it, but she has very.
Yeah. I went to go take my daughter Ivanka, who has huge boobs, to go see Wicked. Sunny Hard R with it. Beardo, send my gifts to her. What? Beardo, send my exclusive gifts to her? I don't know what you mean by that. Thank you for the 2. Jason Yankovic with a $5. Parler was removed from Google Web Services in 2021. I wonder if the previous admin had anything to do with that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
they did. Absolutely. Yeah.
Alex Jones, too.
They absolutely did during Parler. I think that because they always said, like, create your own spaces, make your own spaces you can go. So Parler was created, and I believe it was Apple and Google. They threatened to, like, they didn't promote it on the App Store anymore unless they like shut it down. Yeah, they absolutely held Parler up against the wall. Yeah.
Yeesh.
Wild, man.
Timbo Slice with a 5. Beardo using all of his restraint to stop himself from saying he'd fuck Kimmel. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said I would never hang out with him. Thank you for the 5.
Paused. Yeah, I mean, it froze. We don't know.
Max Relax with a 10 says, happy birthday, Steph. Have a lovely birthday month.
Oh.
Thank you, Max Relax, with the 10.
Aw.
Big Slurp Beardo with a 2 says, Beardo fat. Thank you. Vault 95 with a 199 says, best tro while in the gym, better than music. Thank you. Vault 95 with the 199. Golden Nuggets with a 2 says, for men and one woman. Hi, Steph.
Hi.
Thank you for the 2. Taryn the Black with a 5. What up, y'all? Shout out to Steph. I met you at the meetup at Gators in Dallas. You gave me a big ass hug out of nowhere. Been a fan ever since.
Yeah. I like giving people hugs, especially at meetups. I like meeting
Steph
people.
gives the best hugs, but it hurts your back because you have to like lean really down.
Oh, because you have to bend down.
Yeah, if you squat though, you can usually get about eye height and then you can hug her.
Thank you, Taryn the Black, for the $5. Mark Andre Roy with the 109. Jimmy didn't even apologize. Just we misunderstood. Exactly.
Yep.
Piece of shit.
Evil.
Yep.
Beetle Johnson with the 27 months. Oh my, it's Han, Bretto, Princess Steph, and Froby1 Kenobi. Froby1 Kenobi is actually, that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Froby1 Kenobi. Psychotic Mongoose with the 2 says, happy birthday, Steph. Hope you have a great one.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mongoose. Chris B with the 5. Kimmel's attitude doesn't surprise me, but Adam Carolla's does. He gave a word salad worthy of a Kamala in defense of his remaining friends with Jimmy. Thank you.
I didn't hear him, actually. I didn't hear that, but.
Thank you for the 5, Chris B. A small village's last loaf of bread with a $5. If I yelled, well.
You want me to read it?
Yeah. You read that one.
If I yelled white power in the office, I'd get fired. I'm free to say it. They're free to fire me.
Correct.
Respect it. Yeah.
Thank you for the 5. Lord Kamina with a $2. Remember the Sam Hyde quote. Thank you for the 2. Aided Clock with the 5. Jimmy can save his fake tears. Like, seriously, professional liar. Yeah, he's not a good actor.
Oh, yeah.
He's not a good actor. We saw right through it. Tobias Nexus with the 10. People need to realize that they represent their company at all times, especially for TV or online personalities. Freedom of speech is not freedom of the consequences of your speech. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Rudy with a 2. Disgusting how fake he is. What a fucking monster. Thank you. Raving Howler became a channel member or recommitted. Thank you for the commitment. Matt Frog with the 5. Beardo, did you see how Trump pronounced Ace Tanamoffin? Very funny. Also, Jimmy's acting is worse than a corn movie. He will be fired for real soon. Thank you for the
Did you
5.
say
so.
Ace Tanamoffin?
Yeah, that's
He
how it's
did.
pronounced.
He went to go pronounce acetaminophen and he pronounced
Ace Tanamoffin.
Ace Tanamoffin.
Yeah. That's how it's pronounced.
And it was right after Trump couldn't spell it in a clip. Like, dude, you can't make that. You can't make that up.
Ace Tanamoffin. I don't know. That's how it's spelled. That's how I will read it. Take care with the 5. When someone at a sporting event sees Mike coming their way on the row below them, wait, is that the guy going to sit in front of me? No. Thank you for the 5.
I try not to sit in front of people.
Oh, because of your hair?
Yeah.
Chris Cram with the 2. Steph needs a turtle for her birthday.
I do.
And then
I
a
want
cake.
a tortoise. I want a tortoise. One day.
Pet turtle.
Thank you for the 2. Eric K with a 2 says, happy birthday, Steph, with a slice of cake. Thank you, Eric K. We got Oculus with the 5. Happy birthday, Steph. Freddie Yankoba with the 1 and 9. Feliz cumpleaños, Niña Bonita. Heart, my nerdy home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What does that mean?
Do you know what he said? He said, happy birthday, beautiful girl.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for
Seems
the
a little
199.
racist. I feel left out.
Wish Mike happy birthday, chat.
Yeah, where's my happy birthday in another language?
It'll be.
That was actually pretty good. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not even mad about it. I'm not even mad about it. The funny thing is, I know that's gonna get clipped, bro.
Bro.
I respect the hell out of it, bro.
Somebody
said Beardo getting fired. Listen, I will fight for his right to make that joke because that was pretty good.
Derek PG Beller with the 1 and 9 says, happy birthday, Steph and Jessica Lindstrom.
Thank you.
Is it Jessica's birthday today? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Thrashifice with the 5. Respect to Steph for having real eyebrows.
Yes, I do. They're not drawn on with a Sharpie.
Yeah. Mine are.
Thank you for the 5. Little Jim's Halo with the 2 says, Tim Waltz had cops shooting people with paintballs. Wild, dude. Wild.
Yeah.
DB Wild with a $5. Oi, gents. And hey, Steph singing. They say it's your birthday. Well, it's my birthday too. Yeah. Oh, they say it's your birthday. Well, it's my birthday too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good.
Thank you for the 5. Vice with a 10. The first thing that tells you COVID was about powers when they shut all the food places down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chris Karam with the 2 says, quote of the day, Beardo. I can't get it any bigger. Thank you, Chris, for the 2. Mm-hmm. Double Hawk with a $2 says, who's taller, Steph or Kata? Steph, by a lot.
Steph, by a lot, yeah. Kata's really short.
I've met Kata in real life. Yes, I am taller than him.
Yep.
By like a lot. He is so tiny.
Demi Moore's Tapeworm with the $10. New Scum went to one of the most expensive restaurants called the French Laundry that I believe he owns, by the way, right? With pharmaceutical executives. He also didn't close his restaurant or winery. He also underpays his employees.
What a piece of shit, dude.
Yep, and he's going to run for president. Lofty Beardo with the 199. Seth Meyers is the best late night host. 8.79 out of 10. Seth Meyers stinks. Sergio Garcia with the 2 says, laughing, says, damn it, Beardo, that was wild. Maybe wild. Thank you, Sergio Garcia.
Wild, yeah.
Harbinger with a 5. Happy birthday to Steph. Hope you have an amazing day. We'd get you a cake, but Meek needs it for a special stream.
No.
Yes. I want Meek to do a cake stream for my birthday.
I want if I do a cake stream, there's a price. And nobody's mad at it, so. Yep.
Thank you, Harbinger, for the 5. Bulbasaur Brutal with the 20 says, happy Steph birthday.
Yeah.
Thank you. Frank the Tank with the 5 says,
That's
Beardo.
50, not a 5.
Oh, sorry,
bro.
That's a 50.
Hold on, I'll restart.
Bro,
Yeah, I know, and he's gonna go back to hating me.
You, bro.
I know he did. Let me restart. Sorry, Frank. Frank the Tank with a 50 says, Beardo, the gay coward, I may have judged you too harshly.
No, never mind, man. He's just going down.
Yeah, I know he's gonna go back to hating me again. Sorry, Frank and Tank. Thank you for
He
the
was just
50.
gonna glaze over your $5 super chat.
No,
Little
no,
five.
no,
Just
no,
about to be like,
no.
oh, thanks for the 5.
Yeah, he just said it. He said, "Never mind, you effed it up." Frank the Tank with the 50. Thank you, Frank. I'm sorry that you don't like me. Maybe you just misunderstood.
It's a different color and everything. Like, 5.
Dude, that's so good. You can't, dude. I can't make that up, man. That was so perfect.
Dragon Dan with the 2 says Beardo sounded like the talking bug from Attack on Titan. What is this? AO? Is that not Attack on Titan? Is it?
Attack of the Clones.
AOTC? Oh, Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones. Thank you for the 2. Yeah. Sergio Garcia with the 2 says Feliz Cumple Anos mi Morentio Puledo. Thank you, Sergio Garcia. I don't know that there wasn't any like tildes or enyes in there, so I don't know how we meant that to be pronounced.
I'm actually pretty upset by what was just said. Yeah.
Joseph Salazar with the $5. Do you think with Doomsday wrapping up filming, they could have kept the May release date? There is so much post-production and CGI that they have to do. So no, those movies take longer in post-production than they do to actually film them.
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you for the 5. Raven Black Sparrow plays with a $2. Craig Ferguson was the best late night show host.
Oh, I really like
I'll give you that.
Letterman
was good, but Craig Ferguson was great because he just didn't care.
Yeah, I like
and also his interview with Gina Carano was so good. Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Raven Black Sparrow plays. Do we have any more on Rumble?
Yeah, Eric K for $1. COVID cannot live in the sun. It does right away. It was a test to see how far they could push the control. I only went 6 feet, not 6'1". Did not travel in fast food places or Walmart.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you see that there was a shooter this morning in Dallas?
Yep. At a nice facility.
Well, guess what? The bullets had anti-ice engravings on them, and they actually have a picture of the bullets as well.
Of course. And I heard that the shooter self-deleted after the fact.
Mm-hmm. Gavin Newsom
piece of shit.
was on last night saying how ICE are just authoritarian. That's interesting.
Inciting. Some would say. Some would say that's inciting.
Pushing some type of rhetoric.
Yep. Sonny Hard R with the 2. Beardo, you had one job for Steph and you flopped. I sang her happy birthday in English and in Spanish. Thank you for the 2.
You blew it. And on my birthday.
Yeah. I just can't, dude. I'm never gonna get over Frank finally being like, you know what? Beardo's kind of an okay guy. And Beardo goes, thanks for the $5, buddy.
You're making it so much worse. Sergio Garcia with the 2 says, Steph knows what I said, and that's enough. Thank you, Sergio. I don't know if she does. Matt Frog with the 199 says, happy birthday, Steph. Are you excited for Grogu? Star Wars is dead to me.
No.
Mandalorian Grogu. I don't know if anyone's excited for that. Not even Pedro Pascal.
No.
Yeah.
All right, boys, we are all caught up on Super Chats. Thank you guys for being so supportive. Happy birthday to Steph. Everyone wish Steph a happy birthday on Twitter. Steph, what do you got going on today?
Well, it is my birthday, so I'm going to have a birthday stream later on today during Nerdy News. It'll probably be in like maybe an hour and a half. I need to set up the stream, but yeah, that's what I have going on. And then I believe later on I'll be on Verbal Riot's channel.
Cool.
And then Mario Kart.
Not Mario Kart.
Not Mario Kart.
Not Mario Kart tonight.
That's right. Not Mario Kart.
Not Mario Kart tonight. I'm not going to say it.
I
don't want to say it.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it.
We'll let it be a surprise.
Yes, let it be a surprise. Not Mario Kart tonight, though. Epic Mike, what do you got going on today?
Nothing today. Likely, I may do a stream. I don't know, before the gaming stream tonight. But other than that, man, nothing much. Just be sure to check out tomorrow, Epic Verse, 8:30 p.m. Appreciate you.
Cool. And I got Bro Science at 4, me, X-Wing, and Blaine, and then Geeks and Gamers Gaming tonight over on Geeks and Gamers Play. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to the mods, the members, the lurkers, everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for the super chats and recommitments. We will catch you guys later on our channels. But until then, Geeks and Gamers, we're out. Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.